to start with the CSS part of the project. So for that, we need to use the style.css file. So inside of this particular style.css file, first I'm going to reset the default styling of the browser. So here I'm going to select the universal selector. Inside of that, first I'm going to set the margin to 0, then padding to 0 as well, and then I need to set the box sizing to actually border box. Alright, and after that I'm going to select the font family, that is this particular one, which is going to be sans serif. Control save it, then you can see the default styling of the browser is actually changed. And after that I'm going to select the body selector. Instead of that I'm going to change the background, that is this particular one, which is going to have symbol 250057. Then you can see we get this particular bluish color. So after adding the color to the body element, it's time to actually style the input box. So here I will be using the dot because it is a class selector. So it is like input hyphen box, and then to start its block of the code. And here we need to use the background. So I will be using the background like this particular one, hash symbol 3 times F. After that I will be adding the width, which is going to be like 90%. Control save it, then you can see we actually able to see the 90% width. After that I will be applying the max width property, which is going to be like 500 pixel. Control save it, then you can see we get the max width of 500 pixel. Now it's time to add the border radius. So border radius is going to be like 5 pixels, and then we are going to use here a padding, which is going to be like 10 pixels from left and right and 30 pixels from top and bottom. And then we need to actually use here a margin property. So margin is going to be like 300 pixels from like top and bottom, and from left and right it is going to be auto. So if I do that, then you can see it's actually shifted to the center of the browser. And then I will be here using the display is going to be flex, and align items is going to be center. Okay, so if I control save it, then you can see it's actually slightly moved. Next time to actually modify the input box element, that is this input type. So under the input box we have the input element. So here input, that is this particular one, and we need to apply the style code to this particular input. So width is going to be like 100%, and after that I will be adding the padding from like top and bottom is going to be 10 pixel, and from left and right it is going to be 0. Okay, and after that I will be using here a border to actually 0, or I can use here a none. Control save it, and you can see the border is actually removed, and then I will be here using the outline, which is going to be none as well. After that I will be here using the font size to actually 24 pixels, and then the color is going to be like hash symbol 3 times 5. Control save it, then you can see the color is changed, and also the font size of the input type is actually changed. After that we need to actually style this particular icon little bit. So for that again I need to here use the input box. Under the input box we have the I tag, which is the font awesome icon. So here I will be using the font size, which is going to be like 24 pixels, and then I will be here using the cursor to pointer 1, not like that, and then I will be here using the color hash symbol FF69B4. Control save it, then you can see we get the pink icon of this particular I, which is the unhide or hide show password. Okay, so now the styling of the project is done, which is the hide and show password. So from next lecture onwards we're going to start with the JavaScript part, so that when we click on it we want to show or unhide the password. Okay, so we want to add this particular functionality. So now from this lecture onwards we're going to start with the JavaScript part of the project, which is the hide and show password project. So for that we need to use this script.js file. Inside of that, first we need to create here some variables. So the first variable is going to be like icon, then this is going to be equals to document.getElement by id, and then here I need to actually get the reference of the id. So if I come back to the index.html, so this is our icon. So the id of the icon variable is going to be the icon. So I'm going to copy the id and coming back to the script.js, and here inside the double quotes I'm going to paste the id name. After that I'm going to again create a one more variable, which is going to be like password. Then this is going to be equals to document.getElement by id, and here I'm going to specify the like password. So if I come back to input.html, so you can see the ID of this particular input type is actually password. So here I have entered the password. Okay, and now you can also create these variables by using the const keyword. I have actually used here a let. So we can here use the const because it's better to use the const as compared to let, because let is only used when you want to update the values of the variable multiple times. Alright, so here I have actually replaced the let keyword with the use of the const. Okay, so now I'm going to here set the listener to this particular icon, that is this particular one. So here I will be using the icon dot add event listener. So, or I can here directly specify the on click event. So here I will be specifying the on click event directly, that is this particular one. Then this is going to be equals to function. Then we need to start its block of the code. Okay, and inside of this particular icon, here I need to use the terminator instead of double quotes. Alright, so first we need to check for the condition. So toggle between the show and hide password, we just need to actually check for the type of the input type. So if the type of the password dot, that is this particular, if this type is actually equals to password, we just need to change the type to text. So here password dot type, then this is going to be equal to text. All right, and then here I need to do what? I need to check the icon dot class list dot remove, and here I want to start its block of the code, and I need to here use the fa I hyphen slash. All right, and also I need to actually add the icon. So first I need to remove the slash ones. If I control save it, if I click it, then you can see that particular icon is actually removed, and also you can see it is actually now text, but we need to add the different icon, which is the icon. So here I will be using the icon add function. Means we need to use the first class list because we need to add a class. So I will be here using the add, and then the icon that we want to add, it is like fa hyphen I. All right, and now if I actually here use the control save it, actually I need to do it and never save it. So you can see now the icon is actually came back. All right, but once we did that, we want to change it back to the normal position. All right, so for that we need to write the code inside the else statement. So in the else part, we want to do the reverse. So I'm going to copy these 3 lines of the code and pasting it inside the else part. Here we need to simply change the input type text to password, and then we need to simply remove the simply f/I icon to actually, and then we need to add the slash icon. We want to do the reverse of the if condition. So I don't want to save the password. This is the default settings of the Brave browser, because right now we are dealing with the input type password. So now if I actually here enter some text, and if I click it, then you can see we are now able to see the password. If I want to hide it, then if I click it, then it's actually hidden. So that is how our show and hide functionality of the input type password is actually working. Alright, so that marks the completion of this particular lecture. So if you like this lecture, then leave your review, because your review motivates me to create more awesome and unique projects like this. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next lecture. Thank you very much.